Welcome back for part 2 of our Bay Area yarn crawl video. If you missed the first one, check it out. I'll link it down below. You're gonna see the first 11 shops that we went to. In this video, we are finishing out the last 10 shops for a total of 21 stores in the Bay Area. Don't forget that this yarn crawl is still going on through March 24th, and you can find out all the info on the crawl website, which I will also have below. So the reason we have no intros for the next 2 stores is because we had kind of a parking nightmare with the van. I don't want to scare anyone away from coming to these stores at all. We really just had limitations with our van because of the length of it and because of the weight of it. It's really hard for us to park on a hill of any type. So if you're in a normal car, you're probably fine. But essentially I had to get dropped off by Kent, and then he kind of would find 10-minute parking and run in and film with me for a couple of these stores. But hey, we made it work and they were so worth it. Imaginknit has been open for 22 years, and in 2021, Caitlin took it over. So the original owner, Allison, owned it all the way up until 2021, and Caitlin was actually the manager of the store. So Caitlin kind of said, it feels like the yarn store has stayed in the family because she was with them before that. The way they have everything divided is the room that you walk into is all animal fibers, and then the second room is all plant fibers or synthetic blends. You'll definitely want to check out their crawl colorway. They already were sold out of the fingering weight, so I'm so sad because I didn't get to get any for my blanket, but they did have some of the DK weight left when we were there. It's inspired by the bay and it has little flecks of red for the Golden Gate Bridge. It's super beautiful and you'll want to make sure to get some. They just opened up a second location in Berkeley, and they kind of think of this store here in San Francisco as their yarn store. They've got all the different kinds of yarn that you could want for any type of budget, and you can order from them online. And then in the Berkeley store, they also have yarn, but they have more space where they can do classes and host community events. Firebird Yarns has 2 trunk shows going on for the entire crawl, and they each have a show colorway, so... Woolen Works is out of Australia, and this is the first time their yarn has been in North America, so you can only get it at Firebird Yarns, and there were tons of beautiful colorways. This show colorway is called Pacific Highway 1, and we just drove up that all the way to Oregon, so this is going to be the perfect thing to commemorate our trip. Super Glow Fiber is out of Arizona. Again, lots of bright colors. And this show colorway is called San Fran Disco, and it was just too fun not to get. Something really fun they're doing for the crawl is the Lucky Dip. So the store owner, I'm gonna backtrack here a little bit, but Catherine actually dyes and spins yarn. So you're gonna see her hand-dyed yarn in there, which is absolutely amazing. Only for the crawl, only out for special events. And then a few different bases of hand-dyed yarn from Firebird Yarns. If you want to really get some and do something with it like I did, they have minis inside these little mystery bags. So you get a mini skein for $7, which is already a great price, but you also get something else in there. It could be a sticker, it could be stitch markers, or it could be a coupon. So I think we should open mine up. Let's see what I got. Ooh, okay, so first I got a mini skein, a nice red mini skein, which I feel like is kind of perfect for Firebird. I feel like that makes sense. And then I won $5 off. Good morning. Welcome to day 3. We decided to start out in Half Moon Bay because we heard the parking can get a little busy here on the weekends. And we are going to our first store of the day, Fengari. We got to chat with the owner, Kim, of Fengari Fiber Arts, and she let us know that they are just a world of color in there. They love color, and also that you're welcome to come in at any time if you need help with a project or you're just looking for that community space. Something super cool that they carry there and that they have a trunk show for the crawl is Valhalla yarn. Now, these alpaca and sheep are raised just 30 to 40 minutes away, and several of their yarn lines are also fiber shed certified, which means that the entire process is done here locally in California. They also have a special colorway for the crawl from Peninsula Yarn, who is in Northern California. It's inspired by a photograph of a tide pool, and it's this yarn that's like kind of the main color, and then there's a mini skein set that you can get too, and both are available in either a blue face luster or a sparkle base. For our second stop today, we are right by the ocean in Pacifica, California, and we are off to Royal Bee Yarn Company. Wow, so many cool things about this store. I just want to give you like overall vibes first. The store itself is just so stunningly decorated and full of beautiful yarns. And if you go through the store towards the back, there's a whole like sunroom kind of thing where there's just cushy couches and you can come sit and knit and crochet or hang out or read or whatever you want to do. Then there's a giant backyard with tables and umbrellas, and the weather was beautiful today, so people were out there sitting and knitting. Today they had a seismic yarn trunk show, and Ava had a couple of special things there. First, she had a ton of one-of-a-kind colorways that she doesn't put on her website, so you've got to go to the store in order to get them. And then she also had a bunch of mini skein sets, which are curated by her 10-year-old daughter, who also gets 10% of the profit. Royal Bee Yarn Company also has their own yarn line. So there is the hand-dyed yarn line that is dyed right there in the store. We got a sneak peek of the dye studio. Then there is their milled yarn, which is all these beautiful tonal colors, perfect to put together your next sweater. So this hot pink yarn is very, very special because Kelly, who owns the store, dyes the yarn, but she's also got another person dyeing yarn named Skeeter, who we got to meet. And this is Skeeter's first yarn that they dyed. And it is actually called Skeeter's Pink Alicious Yarn. And it is a yummy DK weight, super bright pink, and I just love it. Thinking about making a hat. We've made it to store number 16, which is Aranea Craft Studio. I'm already seeing some looms and a spinning wheel in the window, so let's go check it out. This store opened in 2021, and Erin, the owner, loves history. The big loom that you see here was built in Oakland in the 1930s. Aranea also carries shacked looms, so you're going to see a bunch of them set up in the space. And Erin's dream is to have kind of a maker space where you can, kind of be a member and then come in and use the different machines. Leslie, who is Lo and Behold, works in the store and has all of these really fun wooden accessories. I ended up getting one of the little dogs because I thought it looked like Toaster. Something else really unique about the store is these mini skeins. Erin got permission from Cascade Yarns to make minis from their full skeins. So if you're looking for something for color work and you're going to use 220, there's mini skeins in 220, very rare to see in a worsted weight yarn, and then also in their heritage sock yarn. We're off to our 18th store, which is Uncommon Threads, and we just passed by it on the street and it looks really awesome. Check out the Playful Day Yarns trunk show. They have this beautiful, yummy yak yarn on display right at the front of the store, and then they also carry their DK weight. They also have these amazing 100% cashmere kits from Cecilia Campicciano, and the shawl pattern that you're going to see here is called the Conversing Shawl. Something unique that Stephanie, the owner of Uncommon Threads, has put together is this year of hats. So you can join in for any number of months that you want to do, and you will be sent a kit, or you can pick it up at the store. It has all the supplies you need, and the pattern changes every month. One of the people that works at the store is named Elise, and they are a designer, and they've made these basic hat kits. So if you're somebody who's brand new, or maybe you want to teach somebody to knit, you can grab the kit and the pattern all packaged and ready to go. We're headed over to Fillory Yarn, and it's in a shopping center, so there's plenty of parking, which was great for us in the van. The name Fillory Yarns comes from a fantasy series called The Magicians. This store has been around for a while, but Emily has been the owner since March of 2023. Now, they had a show colorway from Knitted Wit, and it is already sold out, but you can see it here in this beautiful shawl. Believe it or not, this is the second time we will have missed a Knitted Wit show colorway, so for the next crawl, we need to make sure we go to any store that has this very first. They are also hosting a trunk show with A Needle Runs Through It. They have all these amazing bags and stitch markers. All right, we are off to our final store of day 3, and this is actually our 100th yarn store. A Pop of Color is just over a year old, and Christy, the owner, is so lovely. In fact, we met so many people while we were at the shop and had the best time. We got to meet Teresa, who is the dyer of Move Fibers, and she created a special colorway for the crawl. So there's this rock, and it is called the Poppy Jasper, and you can only find it here in Morgan Hill. It's really beautiful and has lovely reds and oranges in it, and they had all kinds of single skeins or kits made up in this yarn for the crawl. Christy's daughter makes these stitch markers, so they're another local item you can find. Chrissy is very big on bringing up the knitting and crochet community around here, so make sure you stop in on Wednesday nights for their sit and stitch. It is the last day for us of the crawl, but just again a reminder that this goes all the way through March 24th. We have 2 more stores to get to, and then we will be all finished. The first thing you're gonna notice in this store is that there are samples everywhere. So many beautiful shawls and sweaters and all kinds of different things. Now, many of these are actually designed by the owner, Sandy herself, and we're gonna highlight a few of her beautiful patterns. This one is called the Sock Joy Poncho, and it is an advent kit. It's 24 different yarns that Sandy has put together herself, and the unique thing about it is it's not just one base. There's actually some mohair in there and some sparkle. There are 2 trunk shows going on during the crawl, and the first one is from Apple Fiber Studio. They are out of Washington, and there is a special show colorway that is called Livermore Valley Star Blend, and there were only 2 skeins left after I bought one, so definitely get in there ASAP to grab your skein. The second trunk show is from Interlacement Yarns, and they have a new tweed base that they are carrying here at the store that they haven't had in a lot of other places. We are at our final store. We made it to all 21, and this store has not only yarn, but also fabric. We had the pleasure of meeting Nicole, who runs the yarn side of the business, and it's really important to her to bring in a lot of different brands. I think she said they have 35 plus different brands in this side of the store. They are having a West Yorkshire Spinners trunk show during the crawl, and it's a rare treat to see this yarn because normally you can find it in England. They also carry the Madtosh Silk Cloud, previously Shibui Silk Cloud, another yarn that you're not going to see in a lot of places. This store, being a yarn and fabric and embroidery store, has so many different classes going on. There's knitting, crochet, garment sewing, quilting, bag making. You can make your own project bags. You can learn to quilt by hand, by machine, wool applique, and more. Their new class list for the upcoming months is coming out on April 1st. I have finished my bingo card. I have a blackout. I'm honestly so proud of us for getting to all 21 stores in 4 days. This was quite a feat. And if you want to see behind the scenes of just what it took to get to all the stores in a limited time, be sure to check out our podcast this week. It's going to be podcast 221. Thank you to all of the shops who are part of this crawl for letting us film. It's been such an amazing event, and you can just see the level of community throughout all of the stores. If you like this yarn crawl video, I'm going to have several more linked down below. And if you want to see a behind the scenes of what it takes to put on a yarn crawl video like this, look out for this week's podcast 221. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.